Good morning once again here from Ross and Square. We are joined by Coralie Adley. She's the chair of the National Women's Advisory Council, and Dr. Cleopatra Williams. She's the deputy chair. We just saw a lady there, fine lady, Ismaila Davis Alansi. We're now joined by these two fine ladies. First of all, thanks for waking up and getting up with the morning edition.
Good morning, Charles. Good to be with you.
First of all, you have a week of activities planned, National. Tell us about it.
Okay, so actually we have 2 weeks of activity. National Women's Week kicks off on November 21st. And the week started some years ago, really to celebrate the women's right to vote in the Bahamas. It's the suffrage movement, which is on November 26th. And over the years, it has expanded to include the 16 days of activism, where we focus on gender-based violence against women and girls. So the week kicks off on the 21st, and it ends on the 4th of December of this year. And this year, we're focusing on socio-economic empowerment for women across the archipelago of the Bahamas with a number of activities. We always kick off with a church service, and of course, this year it will be virtual. And we're looking forward to that, an ecumenical service that will be aired on 2 days, we are hoping. And then right after that, we're going to have, on the 26th of November, we're going to have a spotlight on the women's suffrage movement, telling the history of it, but looking at where we are today in terms of the women's right to vote. And have we embraced and understand what that means for us as women in this country? And then we're going to end with our summit, which is our anchor event, which will be virtual this year. Usually it's a luncheon, but it will be virtual, and we have some very powerful speakers, both locally from the Bahamas and internationally, to speak to the topic. And we want to focus on the 4 pillars of the council, the National Women's Advisory Council. We're speaking on women in leadership, specifically political leadership, the fact that we do not have the numbers sitting at the table to represent us that we should have. We're going to be speaking about gender-based violence, human trafficking, and economic empowerment. How in this environment can we make sure that every woman has an opportunity to fulfill her purpose in terms of the economy? So it's going to be an exciting time. Even though it starts on the 21st, we have some things coming up ahead of that we wanted to share and to prepare everyone for the 2 weeks.
Dr. Cleopatra Williams here now. You will be focusing on a spotlight for women. And I saw a very interesting thing. Sheroes. What are sheroes?
It's simply this. Female heroes. There are some unsung heroes in our country that just happen to be of the female gender. And we think it's so fitting that during this time of celebrations with the National Women's Advisory Council, that we celebrate these women, highlight them, spotlight them, showcase them to the world even. And during this time of the pandemic, the coronavirus, we're so grateful that we're partnering with ZNS this year. And ZNS is going to give us that ability to make sure every rock and key in the archipelago, in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, knows about the women that we're celebrating this year. Some known and some unknown, but definitely a story to be told. And we are excited about telling that story this year through the help of the Broadcasting Corporation. And I believe it's going to be awesome.
In other words, I see a girl boss.
Oh my goodness, listen, we have some girl bosses out there that are making waves. Like Madam Chair said, we have 4 pillars of focus that we look at with the Advisory Council. One of them is economic empowerment. We believe and we know that in this era, entrepreneurship is going to be a big deal going into 2021 and beyond. It's going to be a big deal. So we want to highlight girl bosses that's been really, really making waves in the business era, and definitely impacting the economy for the Bahamas.
Something that's really affecting the world right now, AAA Day, that is focused on gender-based violence and human trafficking.
Absolutely. You know, that's a play on words. The AAA is known as a rescue company, a company that's known for rescue if there's a problem. But AAA in this instance is talking about acceptance and awareness. It's talking about activism, getting people to know, listen, the Bahamas may not have the statistics as other regions as far as human trafficking and gender-based violence. We may be blessed, but we can do better. There are some stories to be told out there, and we want to highlight and herald a message that women in this era are standing up for other women.
Before we get here, where can persons go online to see the week of activities?
So they'll be posted on our Facebook page, National Women's Advisory Council, NOAC, So you can check out our Facebook page. It will be posted on ZNet's community page starting next week. You will see updates regularly. So stay tuned. We'll have a lot going on social media, some exciting campaigns on social media. You will have an opportunity, the entire Bahamas, to share with us who your shero is. So it's not about us selecting the sheroes, but hearing from you. Who are the women in every island that we need to highlight and celebrate, who especially in this time are doing some extraordinary things as women who are both mom, teacher, provider, you name it. So stay tuned. You will have an opportunity to share with us who your shero is.
So once again, stay tuned to the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas and the National Women's Advisory Council. I'd like to thank Coralie Adley and Dr. Williams for joining us here on the morning edition. We definitely will be following this, and ZNS once again will be on top of everything to let you know what's happening with the week of 2 weeks, I should say. They say a week, but it's actually 2 weeks of activities.